Лезься в этом! Лезься в этом! Сына это не уедет!
Нет!
Ой! Мама дорогая! Боже, как страшно!
On July 30th, 2025, a massive magnitude 8.8 earthquake struck off Russia's remote Kamchatka Peninsula, triggering tsunami warnings in over a dozen Pacific Rim countries. The epicenter lay about 74 miles southeast of Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky, at a shallow depth of roughly 12 miles. The quake's shallow focus caused violent shaking and over 100 aftershocks, the strongest reaching magnitude 6.9. The resulting tsunami sent waves up to 16 feet high onto Kamchatka's coast, flooding towns and forcing thousands to evacuate. In Japan, authorities advised around 2 million people to leave coastal areas as a precaution, and one fatality was reported during evacuation efforts. Russia reported injuries linked to structural damage and emergency evacuations. This stands as the region's most powerful earthquake in more than 70 years.
現在12時10分ですね。
なんかすごい波来ました。やばい。
Hours later, Kamchatka's most active volcano, Kluchevskoy, erupted, likely triggered by the quake, sending ash and lava into the sky. The earthquake's immediate effects on Kamchatka were devastating. Violent ground shaking damaged hundreds of structures in Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky and surrounding settlements. Many older buildings, particularly those constructed before modern seismic codes, suffered cracked walls, shattered windows, and partial collapses. Power outages compounded the crisis, disrupting communication and emergency services. The tsunami inundated coastal areas with waves reaching 16 feet, sweeping away fishing boats and flooding residential zones. Thousands were forced to evacuate, seeking safety on higher ground or in emergency shelters. The region's rugged terrain and limited road access slowed rescue and recovery efforts, demanding rapid coordination among local authorities and national emergency teams. Aftershocks continued throughout the day, some registering as high as magnitude 6.9, maintaining widespread alarm and hindering repair operations. The frequency and intensity of these tremors served as a grim reminder of the seismic volatility inherent to the area. Authorities urged residents to remain vigilant, reinforcing the need for adherence to evacuation procedures and safety protocols. In Japan, the earthquake's distant but serious threat prompted swift precautionary actions. The Japanese Meteorological Agency issued tsunami warnings covering multiple coastal prefectures, including Hokkaido and the Tohoku region. Approximately 2 million people evacuated from vulnerable coastal zones to higher ground or designated shelters. Though the tsunami waves reaching Japan were generally less than 2 meters, the sheer scale of the evacuation disrupted transportation networks and strained emergency resources.
Может быть, отойти от машины? А вам, наверное, не слышно. Ё-моё. Что делать? Это очень страшно. Это очень сильно. Ты снимаешь, да? Да. Охренеть. Оль, дай мне куртку, пожалуйста. Подожди.
Tragically, one fatality occurred during these efforts when a vehicle accident unfolded amidst the rush to leave coastal areas. This incident highlighted the inherent risks involved in mass evacuations, even when executed with efficiency and foresight. Thousands of miles southwest, Hawaii's Emergency Management Agency responded proactively. Tsunami watches and warnings triggered beach closures, port shutdowns, and opening of emergency shelters. Wave heights in Kauai reached about 2.8 feet, while Honolulu recorded 2.3 feet, insufficient to cause significant damage, but enough to necessitate caution. Past experiences with tsunamis ensured that Hawaii's systems operated smoothly, with clear communication and community compliance minimizing harm. Other Pacific Rim locations also felt the earthquake's reach. The Galapagos Islands experienced waves up to 5 feet, leading to temporary closures and coastal evacuations. Along the U.S. West Coast, authorities issued elevated tsunami alerts, with residents advised to avoid waterfront areas. Despite the warnings, wave activity remained below damaging levels in California, Oregon, and Washington. Alaska's coastal communities noticed minor sea level fluctuations, but avoided serious consequences. These widespread effects underscored the immense scale at which megathrust earthquakes can influence distant shorelines.
Господи, боже мой! Стой, Господи, боже мой! Когда успокоится все, Господи!
Ребят, качает меня до сих пор ноги.
Да, до сих пор качает.
Смотрите. Господи, боже мой, помилуй. Господи, помилуй. Смотри, девки он побежал. Вон сверху.
Да, оттуда вообще кома.
Hours after the earthquake, Kamchatka's Kluchevskoy volcano erupted, ejecting ash plumes and lava flows that threatened nearby communities and air traffic. Volcanologists connected the eruption to the earthquake's seismic energy, which likely disrupted underground magma chambers. Ash clouds reached flight paths, prompting airport closures and flight diversions. Residents downwind received warnings to protect themselves from ash inhalation, as fine particles pose health risks and damage crops. The volcanic eruption compounded the disaster, challenging response efforts already stretched by the earthquake and tsunami. Experts say that the earthquake originated along the megathrust, where the Pacific Plate subducts beneath the Okhotsk microplate, part of the broader North American plate boundary system. This convergent boundary builds enormous tectonic stress over time, released suddenly during seismic events like the July 30th quake. The fault rupture extended roughly 390 kilometers in length and 140 kilometers in width, causing the seafloor to uplift and generate the tsunami. Such subduction zone earthquakes are known for their destructive power, producing both intense ground shaking and ocean waves that travel vast distances. Kamchatka's seismic history includes similarly powerful events, such as the 1952 magnitude 9.0 earthquake. But the 2025 quake's combination of strength and triggered secondary hazards marked it as particularly significant. Scientists continue to monitor aftershocks and ground deformation to assess ongoing risks, including the potential for further volcanic activity. Recovery efforts now focus on restoring utilities, repairing damaged infrastructure, and providing support to displaced residents. Engineers assess the safety of buildings and infrastructure, prioritizing upgrades to withstand future seismic events.
Ого! Охуеть! Нихуя! Иди сюда! А не видно, как трясется. Марина! Марина, выходи! Ого! Твою мать! Выходи! You should come see!
Emergency agencies collaborate with international partners to improve early warning systems and enhance disaster response coordination. Preparedness remains a key message for residents in the region. Authorities emphasize maintaining emergency supplies, identifying safe locations within buildings, knowing evacuation routes, and practicing drills. Immediate evacuation to higher ground upon tsunami warnings is critical. Avoiding coastal zones until clearance is given can prevent loss of life. Scientific advances and community education together form the best defense against future natural disasters. The July 30th, 2025 Kamchatka earthquake stands as a stark illustration of Earth's powerful geological forces and the interconnected hazards they generate. It also demonstrates the resilience of affected communities and the importance of coordinated response and preparedness. Lessons learned here will inform future efforts to protect lives and infrastructure in seismically active regions worldwide. As always, thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay aware.